Hey everyone, welcome back to the Worldly Adventures of Kristen. Sorry for the small information blackout there for the past 2 weeks or so. I've actually been testing and studying and it's been hell, but thank you all for being so patient. As a treat, I'm actually going to take you guys on a little journey with me, show you some of the places we're gonna go, like we're going to People's Park today. I might take you by to see where my classroom is, stuff like that if you're curious, so I don't have a word of the day right now, but I'll get one to you guys by the end of the day, so. Okay, so over here is where I go basically every single morning to get my breakfast. Just a little bakery over here. It's right on my way to classes. And this whole area is still technically on campus. There's actually a ton of restaurants that aren't even a part of the school, they're not a canteen or a dining hall or anything like that, that are just crammed on campus and is totally okay. No one actually cares that it would be taking money from the school or anything. They're just hidden in tiny alleys all over the place. So over here is my little bakery. Doesn't really look like a bakery, does it? But I can get sweetbread in the morning for about 2 kwai, which is the same as a few cents in American US dollars. So yeah, I pretty much like that. The less spending I do here, the happier I am, because I buy way too much stuff since everything is so cheap. Okay, so over this way is where my classroom is going to be. Again, it's in a very, very obscure place. It's right across from an elementary school over here, and it's funny because every morning there is just a huge crowd of little elementary schoolers everywhere underfoot that are rushing to get to classes, which are the same time as when my class starts. Because I start at 8:30 every morning, and all the little ones get to school by 8, and then they all do laps and exercises, so you see every little child running around and they have loud music blasting and counting for them to run to, or do push-ups and squats and all these other things. So much more physical activity than my elementary school ever did. That's the elementary school over here. This is a Saturday right now. I'm not sure when this is gonna get uploaded, so obviously there are no little ones hanging around here. But normally, it's them and all of their parents. It's very normal for parents to just come to school with their kids, at least for the morning, and sometimes they'll even do the runs with them. So I don't know, it's actually kind of cool to me, because normally I think of elementary school as you get dropped off, you go to your class, you hang out with your friends. But here it's a bit more of an event, the families stay all to say the pledge and stuff like that. Even if they're outside the school, they're not in the school at the time, they blast it over the loudspeakers so you can hear what's going on. And over here, it's a college right next to mine. This is a business college. You can see that kind of got a tree in the way. So a rather impressive building. We don't actually have very many of those in the school, so most of our impressive buildings are at the very front of the school, which is only for college graduates. None of us undergrads get any important fancy buildings. We get all the old decrepit ones that look like they're about to break down because they haven't had repairs in 50 years. It's not that bad, but it's kind of that bad. Just don't go near the bathrooms. You can smell them from about 10 feet away. It's not pretty. And over here is my building. My class is actually separated from everyone else's because there was no room in the overseas building. The overseas building is actually you see this basketball court over there. It's past that and through a little alleyway with a bunch of illegal Chinese DVDs and books and like hidden in the alley there. That's where the majority of all the foreigners are. There was no room for us in that building, so my class is actually right over here. This is the Foreign Languages building, which usually, you know, does not mean Chinese, because that's kind of an antithesis here. But my classroom is up on the 4th floor, so bit of a hike every morning. Apparently I am fated to never be on the 1st floor of any building ever. Like any dorm I've ever lived in, I've lived on the 3rd floor in America, and here I live on the 6th floor, which is the top floor, and that's like the roof. So that's just my luck. But hey, my legs will look fantastic by the time I get home. So okay, so this is Little Northgate. I know I have mentioned it before. That is my roommate Anna. Say hi, Anna. So yeah, this is this super tiny little gate. You have to go sideways. I don't know why they call it a gate. It's obviously not, and it's very hard to get through when there's like the afternoon crowd of people out trying to push through. Normally it's a lot more crowded than that and you have to go through a line. So this is my roommate Anna. Kind of randomly introduced her earlier. I know I've mentioned her in a lot of my different videos, but she's usually at work because she has like 3 jobs. So she's never been in my videos. So this is the lovely Anna. I love her very much.
Thank you for raising such a beautiful specimen to be my roommate. I appreciate that. And today we're going on an adventure to People's Park, which luckily we both have time for today because our time is coming to a close very soon, which is sad, but we're not going to think about that today. We're going to think about these delicious lunch.
Oh, that looks so good. Okay, so over here is the Wow Bar. It's really kind of sketchy and, you know, dirty, but it's where all of the foreigners go because it is dirt cheap and they give free beer to foreigners. So almost every day, like most of my foreign friends go there just to hang out. I usually only go on weekends, but you can only see part of it over here. That's that over there. Okay, so we're about to get on the subway here in China. It's actually not crowded at all today, like rush hour traffic. It's kind of, as you've heard, like people against people all the time. So this is pretty normal, not that bad. Alright, so we have arrived in People's Park. We got ourselves some lovely flower crowns because we are beautiful and we deserve them. Plus, again, they're very cheap. Don't you love how cheap everything is in China? Curtis! Oh my god! Okay, so, fun story. These are literally notices for like parents and grandparents to find spouses for their children. They just wander around the park like waiting to be contacted to see if they find someone with a description of like a suitable like single woman or man trying to set up their kids or whatever. So this is one of the reasons we really wanted to come here, was to see a bunch of parents and grandparents looking around to set up their kids for a future marriage. Okay, so we're coming home after a fairly fun day. We walked around, we got hit on several times by some Chinese men, you know, all in a day's work and everything, but People's Park was pretty fun, and I'm about ready to crash and maybe get some dinner later. So, before I go, I don't think I've ever shown you guys this. This is my dorm. It's actually also a hotel. So, I mentioned at the very beginning of my blog that this place is kind of like a hotel. It's because it is, in fact, a hotel. So we live up on the 6th floor, up there, on the roof, basically. Okay, so last of all is your guys' word of the day. Today I picked Hua Huan, which is flower crown. Hua is for flower, and that's going to be in the first tone, first like you're holding a note, and then Huan, second tone like you're asking a question, Hua Huan. And that literally, Huan means like loop or circle, so Hua Huan is a flower circle. And that's what we bought today because they're super cute and they were right outside the subway station, so we bought one. And that's about it for my daily life there, so I will probably be seeing you guys soon. Until then, 再见。